is no hope. The 28, he says, and we that all things work together for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. So I have been called, and so because I have been called, now I can give God praise because I realize that everything is working for my good. I can give God praise because when it feels like I have hit rock bottom, God says you have not hit rock bottom because my hand is still on you. So now God told me to tell somebody when I come to West Palm Beach, he told me to tell somebody that even though it looks like a mess in front of you, I'm working something behind the scenes. See, this thing is up behind you. You can't see what's behind you, but you know something is behind you. So now I come to tell somebody that even though it looks like a mess in the outside, it seems like a mess in the natural, God says there is something working in the spirit. The devil have a plot, but God says I got a plan. The devil have a plot, but God says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 9, he says that eyes have not seen, neither have ears heard, neither have it entered into the heart of man the thing that God has prepared for those who love him. And so now it seems like I'm in a wilderness experience. I'm going to put you a little while. It seems now I'm in a middle of a desert. So nobody expects to get beauty and riches in the middle of a desert. Nobody expects to get greatness in the middle of a desert. No. It seems like the desert is a place of emptiness. The desert is a place of desolation. It is a place of famine. It is a place of nothingness. Isn't it something how God can make an agreement with you in the middle of your desert place? God can make a covenant with you in the middle of your wilderness, in the middle of your dry place. God can make a promise. And so God says, I make a promise. I make a promise with you, but you got to go through a wilderness experience that goes between the promise made and the promise fulfilled. And so now that's why it seems like everything around me is looking upside down. God told me to tell somebody the reason why it seems that way is because you are in the middle of your wilderness. You are in the middle of your desert place. But God said, don't trip in the middle of it. You can't get messed up in the middle of it. You can't get it twisted in the middle of it. Now because God says you got to go through some pit stops in order to get the greatness. Come on. Glory. I'm helping somebody. You got to go through some mess in the middle. You got to get to some places, and in order for you to get to your place of destiny, you got to go through. My God, listen, the Bible says that Jesus, on his way to the cross of Calvary, on his way there, he had to go through 40 days and 40 nights of a wilderness experience. Lord, help me in this place. But he was able to give the devil a word. And so what God is saying, now you have to get to a place where you can get to a place in the middle of it and still give God the word and still speak the word of God out of your mouth. I know it's looking crazy. I know it's looking messed up now, but there's a word on the inside of you. So Jesus faces the devil. He faces the devil in the middle of the wilderness. He faces the devil. Lord, help me in this place. So God has good news for somebody. He got good news, and the good news is that weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. Morning is on the way for somebody. Morning is coming to somebody. So now, in order for me to get to my morning place, now I have to be able now to rebuke the devil. a wilderness. I have to be able to bind the devil. I have to be able to bind the spirit that is trying to bind me. Now I have to be able to speak life when nobody else is speaking life. Now I have to be like David. The Bible says that his friends were thinking about stoning him. But David got in a quiet place. And David began to encourage himself in the Lord his God. And so when I stop by to tell somebody, you got to learn how to encourage yourself in the middle of your mess, in the middle of a crisis, in the middle of a desert, in the middle of a famine, in the middle of a drought. You got to learn how to encourage yourself. Lean over on somebody and tell somebody, learn how to encourage yourself.
Learn how to encourage yourself.
I'm preaching more than y'all talking. But it's all right with me. So the Bible said now we've got to learn how to speak life. We've got to learn how to speak life in the middle of nothing. The Bible said now. The Bible said in Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 17, he says that no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. And so what it leads me to tell somebody that out of all that the devil is trying to do, it will not work. Out of all that the devil is trying to throw my way, it will not work. Lord, help me in this place. And so he tells me now, I've got to go through my desert place in order for me to get the glory. I've got to go through mess in order for me to get the glory. And so now the enemy is looking at me, and the enemy is laughing at me, and the enemy is trying to make me feel like nothing. But what the enemy don't know is that glory is coming out of this.